we'll still see what happens.
Yeah,
Welcome back to Fox Sports News 500. We are live and breaking. It's wonderful to have your company. It's also wonderful to have the company of one of our National Basketball League's rising stars, that's Sydney Kings youngster Isaac Humphries. Isaac, pleasure to have you on this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll start off. You're one of the youngest players that's ever been in the NBL. Has the league met your expectations?
Yeah, definitely. I think once I was home and back in Sydney, and once we started playing a bit, getting into it, I kind of understood how much the league is developing and how good it's getting. And I didn't realise the quality of players that we had, and it's really cool to be in amongst that now and being so young and being able to watch everyone and watch the league develop and being a part of that.
Did you grow up watching Andrew Gaze play, and what's it like having him as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, everyone grows up watching Andrew play. It was really cool to think that he could be my coach. When I'm making the decision to turn pro, that was a big kind of factor in my decision. To be mentored by someone who kind of went through what I'm going through at a young age, and to have that similarity in the process is really cool to have someone there to help me out with that sort of thing. So it's been really beneficial.
You mentioned that help you get. I guess you did go to a pretty prestigious university in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of options at your feet. I guess you could have played in Europe. What was it about the Kings? Was it the Andrew Gaze factor, or is it the standard of the competition that you wanted to come back for?
I think there were so many factors involved with my decision. Like you said, I could have gone to Europe. I had many options in Europe and a lot of other places around the world. But I think the attraction to come home and play in Sydney was to just be in amongst my family and friends again, being amongst my hometown. I grew up watching the Kings and going to all the games, and I just thought it would be really cool for my first season as a pro to come back to where it all began. And having Drew as my coach obviously was a big factor in the decision making, and it's all working out really well, and that's I'm really excited about that.
Now, of course, you've obviously played basketball before in the States, but the NBL and the NBA just had their pre-season series, and it was a major success. The Kings did really well, and they actually won a lot of their quarters as well. What did you make of that experiment?
It was really cool. I was really excited when that announcement came out. It was kind of like, I just can't get. I know I'm going back there. I can't get away from it. But
you move home, you get back.
Exactly. But I was really excited. Like I said earlier, the league is just making such big strides, and to be able to have a partnership like that with the NBA, and for us to be able to play some NBA teams, it's a really great opportunity for the people on the teams who haven't had much to do with the NBA or that sort of level. A lot of us have done stuff in the NBA, and it was kind of like just going back and getting another chance and doing another experience in that league. But for some people on the team, it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I think we all just kind of tried to take it and just make the most of it. And I think we all did, and we tried really hard in the game, and it was a definite learning experience for everyone.
I think the stat to take out of that series as a whole was the NBL sides actually won more quarters than the NBA sides, and they were serious about it. They're leading into the season.
There's not a big gap between NBL and NBA.
I think there might be a little bit of a gap still, and I say that with deep love.
It was quite impressive what we were able to do. Like, to take it up to them. And I think even when you look at the comments Westbrook made before they played us, I think even they were surprised at the quality of NBL.
Definitely. And from being around that environment, from being around NBA players, it's just what they're like. That's how it is.
It's so un-Australian, isn't it? They're all, you try and play it down.
That was something I had to deal with a lot when I went over there. I had to, change a little bit because the Aussie attitude wasn't working because, they're so competitive and they're so into it. We're just so different. We're all about our team. We're all about hard work with each other, camaraderie, and so are they to an extent. And so it was really cool to give it back to them and surprise everyone a little bit.
You're right though, because if an Australian player came out beating his chest saying I'm the best in the league, we'd go, mate, what is wrong with you? Whereas it happens almost daily in the US where they say how they are going to be the MVP and whatnot. But back home, you do face the Breakers again, and they got the better of you on Friday night. What will have to be the difference?
I think just from our win on the weekend, we're going in with a lot more confidence, and that's so important in basketball. If we're confident going in, it just changes everything. And we have definitely learnt from that loss last week, and we're going back there. It sounds like we were only there for a day, but it feels like we're going back to a known environment because we've just been there. So. There's no questioning about everything. We know what it is. We know exactly what we have to do. We've got our game plan, and we're just really excited to get one back because, we owe them one.
It's always nice with a win under your belt as well. You can really kickstart things off.
Right.
Kevin Lish, though. Yeah. Oh, the poor bugger. The initial diagnosis, thankfully, it looks like it's going to be 8 weeks. That's a bit of good news because we were thinking he might be gone for the season, but still, he's a massive loss.
It is. It's a big loss on the court, but it's a really big loss for our team and everything off the court as well. He's such a good person and he brings so much out of us. He'll obviously be around, but it's just a little bit different when he's not participating and all that sort of thing. So it is a big loss, but that happens in teams. You all have to face adversity in teams, and injuries are part of sport. So we all just have to kind of stick together, and the next man steps up, and we just have to deal with it.
He's a two-time MVP, so it's one of those things where you look at and go, gee, we'd love to replace him. Now, you do have one more import spot. What do you expect the club will do with that? Is that a decision that's made on executive level? Or?
It hasn't been made yet. I know they put out today that a potential player was with us at practice today, and he did really well and fit really well. I mean, obviously no decisions have been made yet, but...
Do you want to tell us who that is?
Yeah.
Jeremy Cannard.
Well, the thing is, a lot of the imports...
It's known. It's known. It's on our socials, so it's not a secret.
Jeremy probably letting everyone know Jeremy Archer would be putting it out as well. But it's one of those things too where it's about getting the relationships, and a lot of the imports come over and they don't even know. I remember Josh Boone was playing and I was like, do you know anyone's names yet? And he goes, I know that's Chris, maybe, trying to get to know all the teammates.
It is hard. I mean, coming in, one person having to learn 15 people's new names, and I know it's really hard to learn. It takes at least 2 weeks to figure everyone out, and then you're learning new plays, you're learning everything. It's just
and that's if there's not a language barrier.
Exactly.
A lot of the players come over and English isn't their first language, and we know that Andrew, bless him, can be very animated, so you can almost get it with hand gestures, but it's a massive challenge, but hopefully you can get the win over the Breakers, and we'll see what happens moving on with the season.
Yeah,
thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Great to have you in. Good luck for the weekend.
Appreciate it.
I'll talk again soon. Well, Dante Exum, staying with basketball, he will go under the knife and is likely to miss up to 12 weeks of NBA action. The Utah Jazz say the Australian has elected to have shoulder surgery to stabilise his left AC joint. The surgery is expected to take place next week, and recovery could take as long as 3 months. Exum suffered the injury earlier this month, and it's a huge blow after a career-best year for the Jazz last season.
Meanwhile, Josh Hazelwood says that Australia's pace attack will be perfectly balanced